Hi everyone, this is Shumail Faruqi, who will be giving you the, some session on how to start the cybersecurity career, even if we are from the non-IT background. I think we are on time, 8:30, and I guess we can start our session now. Okay, so the this is the agenda what we're going to discuss for today, and that will be introduction to me, basically my experience and my learnings in this field, introduction to cybersecurity, an importance and objective of cybersecurity nowadays, the cybersecurity attacks, what it is they are, and what we are seeing every time. Cybersecurity skills gaps and salaries, which is there across globe right now, and the demand and the supply of cybersecurity experts in this particular field, and then the cybersecurity career path. We will also discuss about how to start the cyber journey, even if you are from a non-IT background, uh, and then proceed further with all the requirements which are needed to start one's journey in this particular field. So, having said that, I think I will just proceed. Okay, so as I said, I'm Shamail Ahmed Faruqi, and I'm having approximately 12 plus years of experience into cybersecurity, and I'm working as an architect in one of the product organizations. So I have worked with various organizations like HCL Technologies, Pine Lab, KPMG, Deloitte, HP, and Otis Elevators. So my experience is my experience revolve around cybersecurity architecture, suggestions and designing, along with the audits and assessments and implementation of various standards. I've worked into payment industry, into service industries. I've implemented security in HIPAA compliances, and now I'm working for the embedded system security. And I do threat modeling, a lot of security testing, which involves ethical hacking using a lot of different tools. I possess few credentials which actually helps me to start out from the all the different professionals what we have in cyber field. So it's one of the good assets, I would say, to have certifications in cyber field. We'll discuss about it in further slides. Okay, so quick, that was an introduction to me. And now a very quick introduction to cybersecurity, because I believe when we talk about non-IT and IT, we still need to know the basic difference. So one thing is there, right now, even if you are in IT or background, just forget it. Just take this session as a layman session where we are trying to take things from a very beginning. Okay, and this will also help the people who are from non-IT field. Now, cybersecurity is a particular field which talks about protecting technologies, processes, and controls, right, from various kind of cyber attacks. And all this process, technology, and controls, what it compromises is of systems, networks, programming, programs, and devices, and data. What we're trying to protect, and the entire aim of cybersecurity is to put the to reduce the risk of a particular organization or a product or a software. And in our cyber language, we always say, even in this domain, we say that we try to reduce the risk, because risk cannot and can never be eliminated and cannot be zero unless and until you remove the entire system, right? So that is one of the major objective, to reduce the risk to particular technologies and the systems what we're trying to protect. In terms, the term applies in variety of contexts from business to mobile computing, and can be divided into few categories as I have listed below. So now the cybersecurity field is a very huge ocean, and it is usually divided into few of these major domains. That is network security, application security, infrastructure security, information security, cloud, disaster recovery and business continuity, and end user education. So if you take one step back, I would rather say the entire organization which is working now is getting digitalized, and they're using IT platforms. Whatever things they are going to use comes under this particular domain of cybersecurity, need to be assessed and secured. So having said that, we'll just go to the next one. So cybersecurity obviously is going to play a very important roles nowadays, and it's very the attack vectors are very much you can say sophisticated, and it's like going to it really harms a lot of organizations or person or people or the countries or even the government. So we'll see how it works actually, right? So the thing is, if you can take in another way, the moment we say that okay, cybersecurity is there, anything which is getting digitalized or getting connected over internet is basically uh, is at open risk to cyber attacks. So the more we advance in the technology, we need to make that particular technology more and more secured. Okay. So we'll discuss few more things about why it is getting important. So and the important so this talks about the importance of the cybersecurity, which says that whatever we do in an organization, we need to protect an asset, and that asset can be information or data, and we need to try to make the systems ready and available all the time. For instance, let's say there's a particular banking site and where a user tries to do the net banking. While doing a net banking, sometimes you say you get an error saying that okay, the server is down, sorry, can't you please try for some time. So just imagine how much you know frustrating it is for the end user. At the same time, how much loss a particular bank is going to face. Right? It happens in millions. If one server is down for maybe for a few hours, they're going to lose in millions. Right? That is one of the importance and objective of security. And now this is from the availability point of view. If the system is not available, what if some of the important information is stolen from the system? Maybe your credit card information, your social security number, or maybe anything which is very much important to you, which can identify, which can be used to fake your identity and used in some other malicious ways. So that is again the, you can say, confidentiality which we try to protect from from these cybersecurity controls, and then the integrity. So if someone changes the data, then what? So maybe your one of your yeah, data is about your address, and maybe someone goes in the system and they change the address. So obviously the delivery goes to some other address, right? For instance, your Amazon, you are accessing an Amazon, you are a regular customer, and someone tries to get your account and change the address, and now all the gifts are going to their place, right? So that's the integrity, the change in the modification of the data. So that is all about security, which talks only about CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. This is what we intend to protect from security point of view. Okay, then cybersecurity. Now, in cybersecurity, as I said, it's a very big it's a very big ocean, and how this particular ocean is coming into picture, we can see over here. So, with respect to in cybersecurity, whenever we try to go into this field and to work in, we need to understand in a very general way that what are the things that's going to impact the security, right? So, one thing is the technology, what we have just discussed, and then what the technology is going to impact is the business. Right. So we need to understand the business. That's why it's very, sometimes when you go at a higher level of cybersecurity, you need to also have some kind of management diplomas, because it's all about business. For maybe there is a security threat to my organization, but if I try to control that threat, I'm going to lose more dollars instead of when if I get that particular thing compromised, right? So it's no use of that. So that is very important from cybersecurity point of view too. So to understand. So first we'll go from the low to high. The lower levels is about technology requirements and those things which can impact any of the cybersecurity's platform and tools, network connectivity or IT complexity, operational controls, new emerging tools and technologies. And then your business plans which can be the drivers for the cybersecurity control in nature of business. Like maybe you are in banking, you need to have a very strong security posture, right? And whereas you are a small shop, you are just trying to maybe just trying to display some information. It's a static website, right? uh, that is very low. You don't need to put all those heavy controls over there until it's actually going to make you pay, or it's going to impact more the big part of the security, right? So that talks about your business plans. It talks about nature of business, the risk tolerance, and how much an organization can take on the risks. How can they tolerate, right? your security profiling, your industry trends for security, your mergers and acquisition and partnerships. All those things come into picture for cybersecurity. Uh, uh, they all contribute into cybersecurity. Okay. So now we talk about what is cybersecurity, what is introduction to it. So always remember, guys, CIA is the term: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. These three, these only from cybersecurity, we are only trying to govern and manage these three things, nothing else. Everything revolves around it. Okay. Now, there are some cyber attacks, and that's why the whole world is focused on cybersecurity now. Everyone is trying to talk about it, and they are looking for resources and expertise, knowledge. They just want to understand, okay, how to protect. Even if the person is in IT, it doesn't mean that they are going to, secure a system well, because still that becomes a very big, you can say, different domain, which needs a certain kind of expertise, right? So even if someone is a software developer, they will also have some kind of, you can say, they can only write code, but how to make that code secure is another big question. So again, they will look for the expertise, and where these things will come into picture, what we are going to discuss in later slides. So in cyber attacks, there are a few kind of attacks like destructive attacks. So if you see, there was like TV5 Monday was a cyber attack done in 2015. Now this was done on the French television, where all the channels were, I think, stopped from broadcasting, and they have really, lost around millions in those 1 or 2 days. This was the small. This was the. So if you see all these attacks, you won't see in newspapers every day. But if you try to search, understand, and read the blogs and read the magazines, you come to know a lot of different things. And there's a Shamoom attack, which is again very much famous, because it has actually attacked Saudi Aramco workstations, and that to 30,000. So Saudi Aramco is a particular, you can say, organization which deals with oil and petroleum and power sector of Saudi Arabia, and that alone, just to give you a you can say, a glimpse, that particular organization's revenue is, I think, more than some of the countries' revenue if you try to mix it. Okay, that is the how big that organization is. And then there was an attack of a virus in that particular organization. Then there was a Stuxnet attack where someone was able to send some kind of virus which actually tried to hit, you won't believe it, tried to hit the nuclear plant of Iran. Right. Just see where we are going right now, right? So just from, we talk about simply of confidentiality, integrity, availability. We are trying to protect that. Why? Because these things can happen, right? And we need to get our hands dirty, do a lot of practice, do a lot of readings, get our concepts clear, to understand the systems, and then see how to protect it. And also we are going also the attacks are like cyber war, which is basically a politically motivated destructive attack aimed to sabotage or espionage the entire, you can say, country, right? So there was a Singaporean attack, cyber attack. There was this 2010, there was Japan South Korea warfare. So in these, what happened, the entire one organization, one country, they tried to hit one of the important servers of the other country, and the entire organization broadcasting was down for some time. Okay. And then there is a spionage show in that there was an attack between 2019 and 2020 where Israel was the target of cyber attack believed to be originating from China, and it was again included in a lot of different things. So this is the government espionage, which that are the attacks which relate to stealing of information from the government organizations. Even in India, in July 20, it was understood that between July 7, 2021 and July 14, 2021, the Indian government email infrastructure was compromised thrice by the, different hackers trying to assess the emails of top officials. Right? So those are the, you see, these are the kind of systems what we're talking about right now. And there is stolen email addresses and login credentials. Just imagine someone steals your email credentials and logins. Will it impact you? Yes, it will impact, right? What about the stolen card information and credit card financial data? In this, there were a lot of attacks. Like in 2017, there was an Equifax attack, and that company that announced that cybersecurity breach occurred, and the criminals had accessed approximately 145.5 million US consumers' personal data. You will imagine what, okay, if someone steals my date of birth, my credit card information, then what can they do? They can try to, okay, they can try to do some kind of transaction. That is one thing. What else they can do? So other thing, they are going to sell into black market, and you won't. You if I tell you one credit card, only credit card number costs somewhere around 500. I mean, between 200 to $500. Only one credit card number. If you if it is sold in the black market. And then there was some in 2016. There was again Indian Bank's data breach, which was estimated to have 2.5 million debit cards were compromised. Just imagine. The same thing went to the JP Morgan, and the target attack was there for in 2013, where 40 million credit card and debit card accounts were impacted in a credit breach. So these are few of the attacks, and this is one of the very famous attack type, that is ransomware, where I have seen that particular attack in my actual practical workplace where I was working. So there was an attack where an email have come from some unidentified user with a PDF attachment, and the moment the particular attachment was opened, it was having a source code which encrypted and locked all the systems connected on that network. And then it was a ransomware which asks for money. So ransomware attacks are basically the system of the user or the organization is encrypted. Encryption and decryption are the ways you can lock and unlock things. And then the ransomware was asked from the attackers, and they said, oh, please provide me these many dollars, else you will never be able to open your system, and you are going to lose everything, all the data and everything. For individual people, maybe it's fine, but what about organization who are having great many servers, right, on top of it? These are the attacks what we're talking about, and if you consider it very much in a different way. So again, try to see from simple definition of confidentiality, integrity, availability, and the cyber security requirements, we came to these attacks that is actually not from a particular individual to the entire nation. It can impact, and it can make a huge loss, not only in terms of your finance, but also in terms of human lives. What about if someone's going to do some malfunction in a nuclear plant, right? So those kind of things derived, and the world is facing it from past more than a decade now, and that's why this cybersecurity field is becoming more and more prominent and required. Okay, and trust me, I will show you some more slides which will. And please don't think like, even like if you are from a non-IT background or an IT, it doesn't matter. It's just about the concepts and to see how to protect it. Like, okay, in a layman term, what do you do when you go out of your house? You just lock it, right? You just try to keep the things protected. That's what we are trying to do over here too, with just some technology, and nothing is rocket science over here for the information basically. So now there is a huge cyber security skills gap which we have seen, and all these data what I am showing is from particular, basically from different sources which are valid, right? So there are many things like the I mean, I will just read one statement from here which says the fact that it is evidenced in the fifth annual industry report from Information System Security Association, the life and the times of cybersecurity professional 2021, which shows cybersecurity skill shortage has not improved. Okay, just see that. And there was one more report where it was surveyed with 489 cybersecurity employees, which shows that 62% of 62% unfilled positions are still there. 38%, and then there will be your 38% will be burnout, right? And 62% are getting all the load of the heavy work. And everyone believed that still in most of the organization, 95% of the skills are still pending. The gap is still not been fulfilled in the past years, right? Even in the Gartner report, it says that hiring and keeping professionals remain a top challenge 2021. Uh, by William Candrid, who is a basically research director in Gartner IT practice, and he says the global demand of cybersecurity skills far exceeds the current supply of traditionally qualified individuals. So these are all 2021 report, right? I'm not talking about any couple of year report, but these are all recent ones. Even if we talk about from the Google head, Mr. Camel Stewart, it says that he has worked for cybersecurity Deloitte's function under Obama administration as a senior policy advisor of cybersecurity. And he says that cybersecurity gap is a multi-phased problem. It's still there, and people are still trying to cover it because there is no end to it, and there is no, you can say, level at how much more people can do to perform an attack, right? Now, if you see, these are the few skill set, and these are the few areas which are going to develop in next 5 years. This is again from one of the important websites. I think it was from Gartner, I guess. So this says that in next 5 years there will be more requirement of application development security, and then cloud development security, risk assessment security, threat intelligence, incident response, compliance control, data privacy, access control, system strategy, governance, and health information. So if you see, these are the areas which a particular individual can target, right? Whether it's they are from the from the IT or non IT background, as per their understanding and as per their level of involvement and how much time they can give to the areas. They can Anyone can choose any one or two or maybe three areas depending on their availability, and they can start working on top of it. Okay, so we'll see how to do it in next slides. And this is basically the slide which says that what is the salary premium which is going to increase in 1 year. So $12,000 for application security will be increased in one of the um, from the past year. It will be as a appraised salary premium. Cloud security again says $15,000. Risk assessment says $13,000. In that way, we again go down till health management and information. So guys, if you see these terms, I'm repeating the same thing, but these are very important skills. We need to understand which skills are good for us and then start working on top of it. For all to excel in any of these fields, the way is only one that we'll again discuss in the further slide. There are no shortcuts, first of all, but yes, the way, whether you want to go into application or you want to go into cloud or maybe into control and compliance, the way to enter will be remain same. Okay, and then once you have achieved that much of you can say knowledge, then you can actually try pushing yourself and try to get more into a specific field. Okay, so I'll just talk about very quickly about the career path what we have in cybersecurity. So the salary of the entry level, now these are the few entry level to senior level jobs what are there right now. And what I would say, the entry level cybersecurity jobs ranges between $75,000 to $104,000, and they can be risk analyst. Now, risk analysts need to have few of these skills: identity access management, threat intelligence, and architecture designing, and all those things. And plus, so if you see, the skills are always developed. The skill means the things which a person know after doing practicing or reading or attaining a certain knowledge on top of it, right? So these are the few areas which the individual need to focus and make their own career or maybe knowledge base more strong. And to back up this skill, they need to have certifications. So certifications can be CISA, CSAM, CRISC, and CISSP. They all pertain to cybersecurity, and trust me, none of them requires any IT background. Okay, they just need few things which we will discuss. Now, there's one more entry level job which is incident response analyst. And which is talking about all the incident management things like some attack vectors, some intrusions, some other incidents. What usually happens, like there's some breach and you get an alert on top of it. And certifications pertaining to this, or not just one thing, a very quick note. This is not the required certificates. These are good to have. These are not mandatory to have. But if someone have the certification, they will always be out of the crowd. Okay. So it's like GIC certified incident handler, GIC certified control certifications, EC council ethical incident handler, and then your CREST certified incident manager. So these are the again few certifications. Now we are going to have the mid-level cybersecurity job, which ranges between $110 to $220,000 plus dollars, which talks about the penetration tester. So pen tester are the people who will actually try to break in the system, right? And they try to hack the system. They try to bring out something. Now, this question will again come up. Oh, we are not IT people, right? And how we are going to actually do operate the system, right? So just imagine if that's the question, then I will tell you there are a lot of websites which host program like bug bounty, and people try to go and try to find a bug and report it. Who are those? You won't believe they are all maybe 20 years, 18 years, 20 years undergraduate students, maybe of uh, secondary, high school, maybe class 10, right? And they are doing it, right? So this is, they are doing it, and again, as I said, there's only one way to do it, which we'll again discuss in future slides. So we don't need to be technically you know, having an experience into IT or something, only then we can go into the cyber field. No, that's not the case, right? So just imagine these. There are many bugs. There was one of the, I forgot his name. He's one of the top-notch bug bounter who gets in millions. He's only 19 years old. He's having his own villa somewhere in US and multiple villas. I just forgetting. I think he's a German guy. I'm not sure, but yeah, in that ways there are many pen testers, ethical hackers who are very young, right? And they are opening their own organization out of it. Just in, and they are not IT guys, right? So they are pen testers, and they need to have few certificates. If you want to go in another, and this is a road what you should take. You should be having information knowledge on these things, somewhat knowledge, and then you few certificates which again back up. This is CompTIA pen test, OSCP, GWAP, and your GIC pen tester CEH. Then there is again mid-level job which talks about your security engineer and architects, and there again the certificates which deals with the particular thing is CompTIA, CSP, CISA, CISA, and cloud technology. There will be forensic analysts which will work only at forensic level. They will try to find the evidences and try to probe few things about forensic. And this is very interesting. I mean, I like it. If my, you must have heard, okay, the laptop is crashed, right? Please take it to one of the in nearby, you know, or there may be some shop or place where the person will take your laptop, even if it is the data is removed 100 times, they will try to, you know, get the data, right? So that is what the forensics people do. Okay, so it's very interesting sometimes, right? So again, IT and non-IT field. I know in my town there is a small shop run by one person who can block, unblock. He can take out all the data from the iPhone, your mobile phone, your laptop. I mean, if it is not working on a hard drive, you just give the hard drive. He'll pull out all the data, even if you can't see the data. Even if it is burned, he will try to take out all the data. And he is not even past his high school, right? So why I'm giving this example? Because I'm trying to break that particular, you can say, glass between IT, non-IT, engineer, non-engineer thing. It's all about mindset, guys, right? This is what we're going to talk about. Then it's CISO and the director level for the senior level. So once you have an experience, you work into this field, you can go up to CISO and director or VP, and the salary range is from $250,000 to 400,000 plus dollars, and there's no end to it. And again, the few certification to apart from the experience, few certification to have or backup is the CISP, CSOM, CSANG, SPPL, GSLC. This slide is talks about more of the beginner to intermediate to advanced and expert level certifications what are required. So one more thing, people just imagine certifications are not only for, you know, someone says for showing. No, it's not for that. It's these certifications actually clear your basic concepts and try to help you think out of the box. Now, how to start a career from a cybersecurity journey for a non-IT? This is the discussion, very important. And although I just don't want to put a lot of text, I just want to try to explain you all what can be done. So one thing is have enthusiasm and passion for cyber. As I said, a non-graduate person or a student is running his own organization, which is worth millions just by doing the cybersecurity stuffs. And it's there, you can Google it. I just missed his name, but yes, it's there. And there's no, not only one, there are multiple people like that. I think 5 years back, I was in one of the trainings, and that person was giving me a training of again a pen testing thing where they were trying to hack one of the Wi-Fi modules. And you won't believe that person was, I think, first year of graduation, right? And his age was only 21, I guess. And he was giving a lecture for about a people of a batch of 100 people from across globe, and all the senior executives over there. So you want to have you should have enthusiasm and passion for cyber. Then you should start from the basics. You should at least start reading the high school college books. Okay, take some courses, watch videos, know what is computer system, what is it, how it works. We must have seen that CPU, and in CPU there are multiple parts, and all those things are there, right? What else it contains? It's not a very big rocket science. Everything is there. We just need to give time to it, start reading it, take help, take guidance, take courses to know about it. Then read about the network, how the network actually works. When we say that, okay, I'm going to connect with my laptop, and then I'm going to access, I will use my maybe a router, and then I will access the Facebook, and then I will log in, or maybe the Insta or maybe Twitter account. I will try to access and see, and then I'll start using it. Now this is the entire flow, right? How it actually works, what is happening at every point, how you are able to connect over there. This particular understanding is a very basic understanding that is based on OSI layer, and you can get a lot of material to read about it. It's not a very big deal again. Then take online cybersecurity training from basics again and move slowly to advanced. Please give it a time. It's not a 1 day job or a 1 month job. Unless and until the concepts are clear, then you can, you can join the dots and slowly proceed and progress. And once that is there, you are in the field, right? So I know one person who was a non-IT person, but he was one of my colleagues, one of my organization. He was very, I think he was from, he has recently, I mean, he was a fresher. I think he joined the finance department, I guess. But I don't know. He was from, again, he was from Belgium, I guess. But he was into, doing a part-time practices on the on the computer system, the networks. He started reading. He loved reading things, and he started doing bug bounty. In bug bounty, if you try to find a bug, you will be paid, right? He have found some very important bugs. One of the bug in one of the Unix system library he was able to find, and now he's working as one of the very at a very high level in one of the organizations in US right now, and trying to find bugs in a lot of different systems. Just imagine, he was a finance guy. He just did one, and just to showcase more, he just did one diploma in cybersecurity, right? That is one more. This is a live example I'm talking about right now. And then start reading about. So once you are take online trainings, go from the basic, move advanced, then start reading about cyber attacks. What we just saw in the previous slides about the attacks, just make a habit of reading. Right, the cybersecurity is all about knowledge, concepts, basics, and then joining dots. Okay. So, based on that, start reading about attacks and see what, maybe you will not understand what it says. Maybe it will say, oh, there was a shell attack and there was a remote call, and then there was something happening, and some other procedures are getting called. No issue, just read it. Just get those terms in your mind clear. Once you are going to do this, and as you are reading the computer system basics, how the operating system works, you will try to start relating all these things. It will, as I said, it will take time for that, but not 10 years, 6 to 8 months is sufficient to understand these things, right? Because we are not going into the development or creating a new stuff. We are just going to read what is existing, right? Then what? Start reading about cyber attacks and the mitigations. Do practice test papers and do online labs. There are a few labs which you can do for your hacking practice. Also, once you reach this level 6, after going from level 1, don't jump on level 6 directly. And then aim for certifications, right? Now the preparation for certification, you can start from the step 1 itself, right? Because all the certificates, as I said, are going to help you to create your basic knowledge and help you to get all the tools in place, the arsenal what you need to become a good cyber guy, right? So the practice, the training, all those things, you can start from step 1 and 2 directly. So that is the 7th step, what I would say. And once you are done with these things, you, at the moment you're going to reach step 6, you will be aware that, okay, this is what security is, and this is what particular what we discussed in the earlier slide, application or cloud or infra, where you want to actually head on. You can see, you can just check what field actually is going to make you more passionate to work on, right? So now, there are a few more things. And if you see, as I said, that because in a lot of different roles there were different kind of certification required. So we'll see what is now the next step. The next step is, you should try and plan for your training, your diplomas, your technical webinars, security courses, indulge in cybersecurity activities, Again, as I said, get your computer working concepts very clear, and then you can start working on the certificates. So maybe you can start with CEH and then CompTIA security. You can go for cloud security, CISA, CISP, CSAM, CSA, CCNA security, and the basic scripting language you should be aware of. So as I said, if I people say, oh, coding, we don't know coding. No, you are not going to write a code for running a rocket, right? It's a very language is just a simple. You maybe I'll tell you. Maybe people know English, they know French, maybe they know Spanish, right? So what is a language? Language is you want to communicate to someone in their language to get the work done. That is what basic language is all about. You are trying to learn the language of computer and trying to tell computer, hey computer, please work like that. I want this output. That's what you are instructing the computer to, and it's not a very big rocket science, right? And then you need to make a very attractive resume displaying all your cybersecurity capabilities and what you possess, all the knowledge, all the information, and what webinars you have attended, what trainings you have done, what live projects you have done, right? And as I said, you need to put more efforts in doing your own research work and coming up with new things. Try to create that passion yourself. Start going for bug bounty. Read the posts. Go through the webinars. All those things will actually help you. So saying that, that's it for now. And I mean, this is the reference what I have taken. So now it's my favorite thing, that is the question time. So if anyone is having any question, please post it up on the screen and we will discuss. Okay. Just give me 1 second. So I guess no questions for now.
Perfect. So if there are no questions, I can.
There are no questions, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Please take it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi guys, this is Charles Christopher. So I am an advisor and a career counselor. I represent Intellipaat. I've been doing this for about 13 years. So I'm going to show you exactly where you can find all the information about how you can pursue a career into cybersecurity. So before doing that, I would like to tell you something, guys. There is no shortcut. So if you want to get into cybersecurity, which is the most demanded, I would say, a job available in the market, because that is also one of the highest paid jobs in the market. People have got 100% salary hike, 200%, which is the reality, which is the truth. And that is possible only in cybersecurity. But having said that, there is no shortcut. You will have to invest time. So when I say time, you'll have to be open enough to invest 5 to 6 months of your time, because that is going to give you 100% result. So going further, let me just take you through the program. We are on Intellipaat homepage. All I'm doing is typing in cyber, and we'll come across multiple programs. So let me get into the program, which is PG program in cybersecurity. So firstly, that you notice is Belhaven University. So this is in collaboration with a US university, a renowned US university called Belhaven, and IC Square and EC Council. So EC Council is a governing body for ethical hacking certification exams. So if you have any questions while I take you through, please ask me any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer. So this particular program is a 7 months comprehensive program, 6 to 7 months of comprehensive program. And you'll also get PLA credit. So if you're planning to, upgrade your skills, or if you're planning to enroll for any US university for higher education, this PLA credits is definitely going to come in handy. So it's a lifetime access, guys. There is no expiration. You can attend as many classes, retake as many batches. Nobody's going to stop your questioning. And instructors are live. So any questions, please feel free to ask them. They're definitely here to help you. So without wasting any further time, let's directly get into the program. So this is the PG certificate from Belhaven that will be rewarded once you complete the program. And this is the official CH certification. This is how it looks like once you take the exam and clear it. So cybersecurity certifications really, really play a vital role. 9 out of 10 companies literally look for those people who have certifications with the latest version. So CEH has a governing body which is EC Council. For the certification exam for ethical hacker itself is 1,099 US dollars. It is very expensive. Because we have collaborated with EC Council, so we can extend you a free examination voucher. You heard me right. If you go for this program, you get one free examination voucher, which you can use it to appear in the CEH version 11, which is the latest version, and appear in the exam without paying any examination fee. So proceeding further, what role does the cybersecurity professional play? So threat intelligence analyst, security data analyst, cybersecurity associate, cybersecurity analyst, ethical hacker. So these are just to name a few roles you will be qualified to work once you complete the program. So if you want to know whether will I be a cybersecurity analyst or a security data analyst, I don't know the answer to that, neither do you. So let me tell how you get to know that or how you'll be able to figure out. So skills to master. Now, this is what the industries are looking for. Guys, if you're looking to get into cybersecurity, these are the things that one should have in order to land a job and to pursue a career in cybersecurity and make a lot of money. So this takes about 6 to 7 months of duration. 98% of our customers are working professionals. So when I say 6 to 7 months, you're not spending on a daily basis, you're spending only during the weekends. 3 hours on Saturdays, 3 hours on Sundays, 6 hours with the live instructor. Between Monday to Friday, maximum 1 hour. So 7 hours a whole week is definitely not a big deal compared to your career. So if you think you can invest 7 hours of your time in one whole week, you can expect the result 100%. Let me show you how. So here you have curriculum. The first module is Introduction to Cybersecurity. So you will be introduced to the topic from the very basic to advanced step by step. So that means we are teaching you from the very basic prerequisite itself. And going into intermediate CH, you see the list of modules and advanced step by step. The one which is highlighted in blue are all live instructor-led training. The one in green are self-paced, which anybody can actually learn by just going to the pre-recorded videos, provided you complete the first two trainings. So in total, it's a 6-course combination, guys. So moving further, now this is the most important part in any IT or non-IT roles, because nobody is going to care about what sort of knowledge you have on mind, but what is the point if you're not able to implement it practically? Because remember, guys, the interviews are going to be a technical round, which is practical. So you will be given a computer and you'll be asked to find the fault and fix it. So you can do such things not if you have a knowledge, but if you have a practical experience. So that is what we specialize in. We do not teach you guys, we train. So if you're planning to land a career, you need a practical hands-on, because every company wants to hire a person who has experience. They don't care what sort of knowledge you have on mind, but what is the point if you're not able to implement on a computer, right? So we are going to train you. So this we have categorized into 3 different levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So once you do the beginner project, it's going to be evaluated. So that is when you get to know what are the areas you're lacking, what are the areas you need to improve, and what are the areas you're best at. So based on that, you get to know what role actually suits you best. Okay, so here is when once you complete the beginner project, you get the answer which role actually suits you best from our team, so that in the intermediate and advanced level, you are practicing those projects which are directly relevant to your skill set, instead of wasting your time practicing projects which are irrelevant. So intermediate and advanced projects are going to be much more specific based on your skill set, based on the things that you are actually good at. So we are going to provide you all the lab environment for you to learn, play, and practice. We provide you lifetime technical support assistance. Whenever you're stuck or whenever you have any questions, my team works round the clock, who is going to help you, guide, and assist you guys. So moving further, you see peer learn. Now, this is a platform for you to interact with your peers who are taking classes along with you from India, US, Canada, Europe, and Middle East, or throughout the globe. So here you can interact with your peers and learn from your peers and exchange ideas as well. So this is the most important part many people are looking forward for. Career services, 3 guaranteed interviews. Yes, guys, we guarantee you the interview, provided you have completed the course, submitted the assignments. So minimum 3, maximum 5 interviews will be scheduled no matter which part of the world you are in. If you're in US or if you are in Canada, no problem. We schedule the interviews for you in the US and Canada, provided you have a work permit. So guaranteed interviews will be provided to you on completion of the program and submission of the assignments and projects. And interview preparation. So before you attend the interview, we are going to dedicate one whole month of our time in order to prepare you for the interview, guys. So even before you attend the interview, you are thoroughly prepared about what sort of questions you might come across. 80% of the technical questions you're already prepared even before you attend the interview. And we are also going to have one-on-one career mentoring sessions with you. Most importantly, we are going to build your LinkedIn profile and resume, guys, because the more presentable your resume is, the higher possibilities of you landing an interview. Clearing the interview comes later stage, but landing an interview is going to be the very challenging part. So my team is going to make sure that your resume looks very, very presentable, having a certificate PG from Belhaven and CH clearing examination and CISSP certifications. So the instructors are going to let you know what sort of certifications you'll have to complete. And the projects, all these are going to go on your resume, which is going to make your resume look very, very presentable, guys. So that is what is going to help you land an interview. And when we are preparing you one whole month to how to clear the interview, that is not going to be a big deal. So out of 5 interviews, anybody can clear at least 4 to 5 interviews, provided you spend that 7 hours for the next 6-7 months. So proceeding further, you see the cost is 75,000 plus GST. The reason we are the only company to provide you a US university affiliated program with CH examination voucher for free if you go for this program at such cheap price is only because of COVID subsidy, guys. Because of the cost being so cheap, we closed down the registrations 3 weeks ago itself. But fortunately for you guys, couple of customers who are already registered, who wanted to postpone their batch to April because of current project requirement. We have 2 slots left out, which we purely work on a first come first serve basis. So we have decided to release the last 2 slots at just 65,000, including GST. So whoever comes first, they get the slot. So instead of 75,000 plus GST, you get at 65,000, including GST. So after these 2 slots are filled out, the cost is going to be revised to 1,75,000 plus GST, like other companies out there in the market. Because you get a PG certification from US University, because we are guaranteeing the interviews. So the cost has to be that without any COVID subsidy. So we have 2 slots, which is purely on a first come first serve basis. So you can either WhatsApp me on my US number, or you can WhatsApp me on my Indian number, or you can drop me an email to discuss so that I can help you with the discounted price and also most importantly answer any questions you might have. So like the instructor told you, don't worry about the programming language or scripting. You're not going to develop something or build a website or game. You're just knowing how the entire infrastructure works. So for that, a basic scripting or programming is definitely an added advantage, which we are also going to train you guys. So let me answer the question. What is the first step to be taken? That's where to begin. Correct. So we are teaching you from the very basic introduction to cybersecurity. So you need not worry about where do I start. So we are taking care of it. The only thing that you should be willing to do is spend that 7 hours in one whole week. Commit yourself for the next 6-7 months. When you get the result by landing an interview, landing a job with a very good paycheck, you definitely won't regret, because cybersecurity is one of the highest paid jobs in the market. You need not take my word for it. You can Google yourself. So I have a question. How does it work with AWS, DevOps, and cloud, the other courses which I have enrolled? And definitely that is going to be an added advantage, because you fall into a category which is the highest paid job, because cloud is one of the hottest tool in the market, technology in the market, so as cybersecurity. So you come in as a cloud security engineer or a specialist who specialize working on a security on a cloud infrastructure. So that's only an advantage for you, even though you have registered or you are already learning cloud. So which is the best course for the candidate already working within an organization? So I think your question needs to be much more elaborated. I don't know what to say, which best course for a candidate working in an organization. It depends. People who already are working in IT, but networking or in cloud or data science, big data, or even as an administrator, they all want to upgrade this skill set in order to lead a better lifestyle or better designation or a better salary. If you are planning into any of those things, definitely upgrading the skill set is the best way to do. And of course, cybersecurity is one of the demanded job out there, because every industry vertical requires cybersecurity. Whether you work for BFSI industry or retail, supply chain, real estate, e-commerce, doesn't matter. Cyber security is in huge demand because it's a database we are talking about, guys. So one small breach can cost millions of dollars for the company. So that is the reason there are a lot of demands and a lot of hefty salaries paid for cybersecurity specialists. So is there a US university or is it IIT Guwahati course? So this is US university program, which is Belhaven University. So having a, there are many people in India I talk to because they cannot travel all the way to US to do or have a certification from US university. Now is a chance that you can study or you can get upgraded your skill set only during the weekends, virtually online, at the same time having a US PG certification. Guys, especially in cybersecurity, how strong your resume is literally matters. So having a certification from US university, especially like Belhaven, is definitely a big deal. And also adding your couple of cybersecurity certifications is only going to make it much more stronger and presentable, guys. So focus on upgrading your skill set in a practical way, and also making sure that you have a lot of, certifications as much as possible. So any other questions, guys, please feel free to drop me a WhatsApp on my US number or Indian number. I'll be more than happy to discuss one-on-one so that, we can proceed further, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. Any questions, guys? Sounds interesting. My AWS DevOps Azure training ends in July 2022. I'll have to work with my advisor. How could I manage to So you can drop me a WhatsApp. So think about this. Why do you have to spend, triple the money when you can grab the course at just 65,000, and you can choose your starting batch once you complete cloud itself. So my point being, any which ways you are very dedicated to upgrade your skill set, which is hottest technology. Why do you have to pay 3 times the money when you can spend just 1/3 of it right away and start the training only once you complete the cloud? That is my suggestion. So drop me a WhatsApp. Let me have a word with you, and maybe you would understand it much easily and better. You can drop me an email or you can WhatsApp me directly. So these are my contact information, guys. So I'm here to help you and guide you in the right direction. So whether you are a fresher, whether you are an experienced professional, doesn't matter. So depending upon your experience and roles is the roles that you'll be applying for a job as well. So even if you are a fresher, you can expect a package starting from 8 lakh per annum goes up to 11. That depends upon how well you perform the interview. Well, if you're already an experienced professional, sky is the limit, guys. That totally depends upon how well you perform in the interview. Because you might have come across many articles who have got 150% salary hike, 200%. It is truth, and it is only possible in cybersecurity, not any other technology, guys. That is happening only in cybersecurity. So that's it for today's presentation, guys. So I hope it was useful and helpful. So Anil Raja, you can contact me on my WhatsApp. Let's discuss about this further. And I hope today's presentation and the webinar was useful and helpful. And I really appreciate your time. Have a great evening ahead and great day ahead. Bye-bye.